Hello, everyone. Hello again. Hello. Welcome back. I know. Um, technical issues. Well, actually, it was a drill. I did it deliberately, okay, to test if you know what to do in time of emergency, like the one before. Let me just have a sip of a coffee here. Oh dear. I don't know. And my microphone is strangely low in battery for some reason as well. It says 3 hours. We should be fine. Let's see how it goes. I don't think it was charged properly. So, oh, it's been 2 days. So here we go. And here, yes, where was I? I was welcome back, everyone. I didn't even get a chance to say hello to all of you. Why don't we start there? Okay. And let's have a look. Barlow is here. Hello, hello. Glad you're back. And you too. Great to see you, Barlow the bunny. And Amanda is also here as well. Hello, welcome back. And well done, everyone. You guys know what to do. We've been here enough times, okay? And you know what the emergency drill is. And Rajal as well. I think Rajal was the first to say hello to the chat. On the last stream. It's already the second stream for today. And yes, happy Tuesday indeed. And Miller is also here. Hopefully the sound is all good. And Cindy, hello, happy Tuesday, Yogi and Stitchy friends. And yes, let's pretend this was the first one. How's that? And who else? Alison, well done. And Susan is also here. And Suzanne, hello. And Tigers is back with us as well. And Love Drunk and Marsha, welcome all. And well done for finding the second stream. Yes, this is what we do, okay? And for those of you who are maybe a little bit new for the channel, it happens. You know, internet is unpredictable. Broadband connection is very dicey sometimes. And sometimes we get kicked out and we come back like soldiers, right? And so here we go. So I was just talking about this chart, okay? This is where I was talking about where I'm going to be doing today here. And guys, whatever you're stitching today, I'd like to know as well and see how long the internet is going to allow us to be here. You know, we leave it to fate. Whatever happens, happens. And I just noticed that there's a big gap under between the ant view and the markup as well. Never mind. So here we go. I will readjust for the next stream, but so today I'm stitching 14 counts. I'm in that kind of mood. Okay, yeah, yes. Tomorrow I have a lot of classes as well, and yesterday as well. So I've been a little bit sort of. I want to say overwhelmed. I'm not new to this game, but it can take a lot out of you as well. So because I was teaching till quite late yesterday. When I got home, it was probably 9:30, and so I had some rest. Today was a little bit easy, more easygoing today. So I had some time to kind of readjust today, but tomorrow is going to be really busy again. But I'm looking forward to a spot of relaxing stitching here. So this kit, all 4 kits I got from this company, they're all 14 count. And the thread, they're coming from the kit as well. So as you can see, my beautifully organized, thread organizers here is working really well. Okay, maybe it doesn't look pretty, it works. And a lot of needles are docked on top as well for the 2-strand stitching. And the threads are coming from the kit as well. So they're Egyptian cotton, I believe. I really like this thread. I quite like this company, and the charts are well made, and I really like stitching with their threads as well. So this piece, I think I was just talking about the artist John O'Brien. He's truly one of my favorite artists, cross stitching or not. Just, I'm just so drawn to his illustrations. I don't know how they were made, what material he used. I believe around his time. I think he passed away maybe the last 10 years or so. I remember Googling, and I think he was British, but lived in the States most of his life, perhaps. That was my impression, because I think he passed away either in Canada or America. Oh, I have to do a proper research there. I can't remember. But I'm just really drawn to his artwork, and I love stitching them. So this piece, Twilight View, 14 counts, Ada, and 2 strands, full cross. Okay, so today my plan is, I think last time I was working on this area, you can see, and from the pattern, I knew that this was minimum to max I was doing here. And I think I've got a few colors left, and I love this way of working from time to time, just filling in stitches. And this pattern is not very confetti, so it's quite easy going, and when it comes to color changes. And from here, let me just quickly have a look. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4 colors left for this block, and it's a big block, not quite a page yet, but close, very close. So I've got 4 colors left. So today, hopefully, I'm going to be flying. Okay, so I am going to be doing min to max, and just move forward, 1 color at a time. I'm very, very excited. So let me just turn on my stitches here. It's quite large, isn't it? It's quite a big area. This is 14 counts, so I zoomed out a little bit so you can see the whole area as I'm stitching. But we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top down, and 1, 2, 3, 4 cross. So you do the math. Here we go. And let's have a look. Grace has just joined us. Hello, Grace. Did you go to the first stream and got kicked out? That's all of us. And Susan says, I'm knitting sister's Christmas cardie. Oh, Susan is so busy with craft. She makes cards with stitching. She's got a lot of projects going on, and she finishes them, which is quite an alien experience for me. Let me just pick my threads here, and now she's knitting 3A63, 3A63, 3A63. So this one, oh yes, I forgot to give you the spec, but just on top of my head, I think the colors, total colors are around 55, maybe some blend colors. Some of these kits have blend colors, but not that many. 3A63, 3A63. I'm gonna just take 1 strand here, so I'm gonna fold it in 2. Mila says, I can't, I'm taking break from sewing. PT wore me out. What's PT? Oh, PT as in the class. Wow. Take a break from sewing. So is that your main craft? And do some stitching. That'll be quite relaxing. Sewing, sewing for me, I love a bit of sewing from time to time, but a lot of times it's maybe the noise that makes sewing a little bit inconvenient where I live. I live in London. People live very close together. It's not something that I can do in the middle of the night. Probably by 9 o'clock I would sew. Beyond that, I wouldn't, because the noise of the sewing machine. I'll probably wake my neighbors up. And Vadui, hello, welcome. And Tiger is still at work, are you? Tiger says, I'll be back after I work to stitch. Yes, something to look forward to, something relaxing as well. So I'm going to be really, quite mindful, hopefully, because it's quite a vast area. for me. I get lost even within a block. So, this is an adventure for me, but I am going to be mindful. I only have four colors to go. So I'm going to start here from top. And I love loop start. That's the joy of doing 2 strands when you can do loop start. It's the best starting method, I think, my favorite. And then I'm going to mark as I go. Oh, Mila says, yes, you're worth the wait. Thank you so much. You're my favorite. Okay, Mila, you're my favorite. You made Yogi feel wanted. I know, so Suzanne is working on Pink Cloud. Oh dear, very, very brave. Just the sound, just the name, just the idea of it sent chills down my spine. Well, I like pink, but the cloud part of it is a little bit scary. All right, let me mark these 3 here. And this way of working is quite relaxing, actually. Particularly, when you get to the final few colors, you tend to have quite a lot of stitches. And you just keep going, finding the next stitch, next stitch, next stitch. And I really, really love this thread, actually, with 2 strands. It feels different from DMC 2 strand, because Maggie, for instance, I'm stitching the dimensions kit. I'm stitching 2 strands with dimensions, and it's quite nice as well. But the feedback of the thread is different. I really like this one. It's got a little bit of bite to it, if that makes sense. Why don't I zoom in a little bit over here so I can maybe just move down a little bit so you can see the stitches. They're quite small. It's got a little bit of bite as you stitch, and I really love it. It's hard to explain. It's very pleasurable. I'll probably get more kits from them. I know Susan got another John O'Brien one recently. Oh, that makes me wonder. Solar Wind is here. Hello. Susan says, one day you too will finish something, Yogi. Oh, Susan. Thanks. Ouch. Which day? I don't know. Maybe on a Tuesday. Who knows? Oh, Miller. Oh, PT is physical therapy. Oh, dear. I hope you feel much better afterwards. Sometimes it's quite hard when you're doing it, but afterwards, you feel the benefit. So I hope everything's good. You'll be able to do handstands, hairstands, back flips, very soon. Oh, from the car accident, Miller, of course. I hope you're recovering. I'm sure it's getting better, right? You're getting stronger. It's been a few weeks. And Miller has finished a page today. That's amazing. It's amazing. It's great that you can stitch, though. If for any reason the injury is preventing you from stitching, that sucks a little bit, right? Because it's a nice distraction from thinking about the injuries, etc. It just generally, relaxes you when you are looking at the stitches. And it's just very relaxing. Suzanne says it only if your sewing machine sounds like a jet. Normal machines wouldn't be loud. Well, mine is pretty decent brand. The French one, Is it Gino? Gino, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's an electric one, but still, yes. If you just do a little bit of sewing, few stitches at a time, maybe not so bad. But if you're stitching like for instance, if I'm doing the edges for my fabric for stitching, for instance, it's quite long, and you want to do it with relatively, sort of good speed as well, so it doesn't take forever to do. It is a little bit loud. I wouldn't do it after 9 o'clock. It's a decent sewing machine, but it's still loud. Maybe the super modern ones. Mine is about at least 5, 6 years old. So I don't know what the current technology is. Maybe it's a lot quieter. Monique, hello. Let me do this one. 1, 2. Mila says, woman, Indian, walking through water with sunset in the background. Oh, the piece you're stitching. That sounds lovely. Let me move down here. Where am I already? I've already lost my spot. It's like that. It's a little bit like a giant Google map, and I need compass to guide me. Otherwise, I'm a little bit lost. Okay, this one. One, two. So those two are done. Okay. 2. And where am I? 3. Where am I exactly? Oh, I probably need to fudge a little bit, because this one. Okay, that's fine. 3. This is a little bit dicey here. Let me have a look. Where am I exactly? Okay, that is correct. Okay. I'll do my best. Okay, I think I've got it. It was quite ambitious. I don't know why I decided to stitch such a huge area. I don't know what got over me. It is quite big. Rajal says, I'm making king-size quilt for my bed in quilting class. Has to make 90 blocks. My goodness. Yes, I do remember Rajal went to quilting classes to learn how to quilt. I mean, quilting, I have tried. Patchwork and quilting. What's the difference between quilting and patchwork? I think patchwork is you use fabric and kind of put them together to make shapes and patterns. And quilting is kind of stitching over fabric with some sort of thingy underneath. You can make blankets and stuff. Is that the difference? This is probably the roughest definition of the differences between patchwork and quilting in a crafting history. Sincere apologies. I have tried both. I think patchwork, for me, it sounded quite interesting because I actually have a couple of books on quilting, because once upon a time I was quite interested. But the thing is, though, whether it's sewing, machine quilting or hand quilting, my piece just mismatch. Well, the shapes just don't match very well once they're stitched, if that makes sense. If you've done quilting, you probably know that you're supposed to stitch along the seams, the lines there, and when you open the pieces up, the whole thing kind of turn into the sort of how sometimes sudden shapes, and sometimes, you know, some dimensions. Mine is always different from how it's intended. I think it's just, you know, the tension when you stitch or something. Maybe just sewing skill. My sewing skill is 0. I just lost my needle. Hang on. This is very handy with this. I just found it. Because I think with particularly hand sewing, the tension, just like stitching, I think you need to maintain certain tension. I think I probably have tension with stitching, not so bad, but with knitting and also with sewing, hand sewing as well, I find it very hard to keep a consistent tension. So my knitted pieces, if I have to do 2 sides like sleeves and that kind of stuff, they always come out different. 3863, I'm gonna take another piece. Why do I take 2? Because I can take 2 and make a longer piece. That's what I'm going to do. 3862. I've already have 1 piece here. And 90 blocks, Raja, well done. It's a big project, I think. Let me come over here. So I've got over 100 stitches for this color. And Joni Baloney, hello, I remember you. She says, I love your stitch along. Yes, come join us. Are you stitching today? Hang on, I've got 1 bit I need to cut off underneath. It's dangling there. Lynn says, hi Yogi, could not get your first. Happy now, watching you now. Oh yes, the first stream, Twilight, the Twilight view, part 1. I know, we got kicked out again. I know, but we always find our way back, right? That's the most important thing. Betty says, hi Yogi, I see you got your act together. Regards to what? My act together? Oh, Harley. Suzanne says, I have Genome. Yes, that's the brand. That's a brand I've got. And it's nearly 20 years old. Really? And it doesn't make sound? Well, maybe it's kind of where you live as well. Because for me, if you live in London, if you're used to being in London, living in a converted flat, and the neighbors are very close by, you know, they're next door neighbors, the neighbors above. And we try to keep the noises down, you know, on London, well, this type of buildings, if you live anywhere above, if you're not on the ground floor, I'm happened to be on the ground floor, so I'm allowed to have wooden floor. If you have, if you live first floor or above, you're not allowed to have wooden floor. That's my understanding, I think, because it's very loud when people walk, you know, squeaky floorboard and that kind of stuff. Maybe older buildings is okay, but as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, because I normally live on ground floor, so I'm used to being on ground floor. But if you live on first floor or above, you're not allowed to have wooden floor, because the people below they won't be able to sleep. So we're very mindful with noises and that kind of stuff. But if you live in a house, you probably don't care. It doesn't matter. Monique says, did Yogi replaying over? It's at the beginning. I don't know what you're referring to. Mila says it's turning out beautiful. Thank you so much. Are you talking about my piece? Are you talking about someone else's? And Mila says, Yogi, how can you stitch 25 counts? I find it hard to do. Mila, so I don't know what your go-to stitch count is. Yes, 25 count is stitchable, but it requires a little bit of adjusting and getting used to. It's not for everybody. Some stitchers, they try it and just don't like it. Stitches are too small, or maybe they don't like even weave for whatever reason. And I told this story before. When I first attempted 25 count, it was disastrous, Mila. I went from 14 counts like these ones, this size, to 25 count, thinking, well, the stitches are a little bit smaller, but I was wrong. I think it's not just the size of stitches, because you were stitching on even weave. It looks very different from Ada. If you look at Ada, look at this. It's blatantly obvious the crosses will be going on this bit, So it's very easy to recognize where the crosses should go, and the stitches are relatively big. But even weave, you basically have threads going, vertically, horizontally, woven together evenly, as it says on the tin. So it's very hard for the eyes to figure out where the stitches should go if you're not used to it. But I don't know whether you tried it, but I think the trick is to gradually up the stitch count. Don't jump from sort of 14 counts straight to 25. You're not gonna like it. I think the best policy, what I did was that, because the first time I just went straight to 25 counts, I had a terrible time, and I decided to move up the stitch counts. I'm glad I didn't give up. I went from, I went up to 20 counts, and then 22, and then eventually 25. So by the time I got to 25, I was fine. It was a lot more stitchable. So you need to have a strategy. Don't just jump right in and just decide that you don't like it. I think just like anything, isn't it? You need to ease into it. 25 counts can be quite small for some people. Depends on your eyesight. So you just need to be sensible. And you can decide whether it's for you. If it's just not for you, what you don't want is to strain your eyesight. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. If your eyesights are not really equipped to stitch tiny stitches, then don't do it. 14 count is equally beautiful. You can go up to maybe 20. It's still quite stitchable for most people. So if you want more high depth, kind of finish, so it is doable. So you just need to sort of ease into it. Alison, hello. Alison says working on Sunset at Hearts Meet. Oh, is it sort of what is it? What is it? Harry Potter related, I think. Let's have a look. Where am I? Am I here? Am I here? Where am I exactly? 2, 3. Okay, I got it. And 1 here. 1, 2, 3. There. It's going to be tricky. But the final color is going to be I'm going to be just flying. Hey, Lucy. Lucy says, hello, Yogi in chat. I hope everyone's well. This piece is wonderful, Yogi. I'm progressing on my kitten piece. I really love doing full coverage, cross-stitching. Thank you for the wisdom. Oh, I have no wisdom. I'm just stitching. Lucy, that is so kind, though. You're my favorite as well, okay? Yes. Compliments will get you everywhere. All right, let's have a look. And I'm hoping, let me have a look. Alison, where was it? I'm hoping my first chart, or those two charts I showed you, based on my artwork, maybe they're going to come out. I'm hoping this Saturday. I don't know yet. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I think, there's still a little bit of fine tuning for me to do, but I think I might be able to release both charts on Saturday. I hope. So it'd be quite nice. Suzanne says, piecing, patchwork, quilt blocks, it just take practice. You have to be pretty precise. I know that's what I'm not capable to do. Being precise is not really really easy for me. I'm very good with sort of, kind of on a macro level. I can look at things very holistically. I like things that, I don't have to be super precise, and I go by feel a lot when it comes to, for instance, cooking as well. Cooking is one of the tasks. I don't think I'm stitching correctly. Let me have a look. 1, 2, 3. That one. Okay, I'm going to do that one. Cooking as well. I can't do anything that requires too much precision. So some baking I find very challenging to do. But overall, I think I'm a decent cook when it comes to cooking. And same with craft as well. Anything that I can kind of flow with it. I don't have to calculate anything necessarily. I can probably do. But I think patchwork, definitely requires precision, because you literally have to match everything together to turn into a piece, isn't it? And Sarah, hello Sarah, I hope you're well. And Rajal says, I have 244 blocks, but remain 90 blocks. Oh dear. So are they all different? It's a lot, isn't it? It can be a little bit overwhelming for me as well. I only did a few small pieces, and I actually have a quilted not blanket, kind of like blanket, made a few years ago as well. I'm still using it, but that was the last time I did quilting. And Janine, hello, Janine is here. Sorry, I'm getting you moving forward with the chat here, and I can see Lizzie is also here in the chat as well. Hello, good evening, and Joni Baloney says, I always stitch with you. I'm embarrassed because I stitch printed Ada kits. I'm 78 and printed canvas. It's easy and enjoyable for me. Oh, Joni, do not worry. Stitchers here stitch all sorts of things. And stamp kits are very, very popular amongst the chat. You're in good company. And please join our Facebook group if you haven't already, because you can see a lot of stamp work as well. Absolutely, it's all about enjoyment. We don't, have any kind of, sort of idea which one is, well, I don't know, more skill or not. It's not about that, is it? It's about stitching what you love and enjoy the experience stitching together. So you absolutely do not have to be embarrassed. There's no reason. In fact, we want to see what you're stitching. So please, if you have a Facebook account, you can join us and post your work. I love to see it. Okay, I've got 97 stitches. I'm going to take 2 pieces of the 3863. If you want to have a spooky bingo with me, it's probably not hard because I'm going to be stitching this color for a little while. I've got over, close to 100 stitches to go. Millers go to count fabric count 18 counts. Yes, 18 count for me before I started the full coverage journey. 18 count was the highest count that I would go to. That was the Maggie piece. So Maggie for me at that time was pretty epic. It's still epic, but you know, now I stitch larger pieces. And Lindsay's my idol, was making needle. Are you saying me? No? Oh dear, how dare you, Lynn? Lynn says, Yogi, my idol, Kamari, was making needle miters today. And she was dodge. I thought she was going to jab herself. Oh, with needles. She was talking English. Really? I have not watched her videos recently. I would love to watch that. And Komari is speaking English. She should come up here and talk to us. So yes, I'm aware that in the past she had tried to create handmade needle miters. She's very good with drawings. She doodles a lot, and she would draw a little kind of manga style, illustrations, and she would kind of frame them onto those buttons, and I think at one point, I'm pretty sure she was selling them. I'm not sure what happened to that, but I think she was selling them at one point. She's so creative. Janine says, I'll be lurking for a bit. We'll be back. Good. I'll see you later. Sola says, when I live in an apartment, no one cared about your peace and quiet. They made as much noise as they wanted. If you complain to the apartment management, you were seen as the problem. Oh, that's a shame. Because, you don't want to get bothered by noises. I mean, within reason. Sometimes people hoover, sometimes people move furniture. That's understandable. But if you're just being rowdy and just, walk around doing aerobics, on wooden floor, things like that, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good. Let me do this one here. Oh, the problem with 2 strands is I can't do loop start. Never mind. I'm okay with that. I mean, over here, yes, you could maybe, because we actually manage, all the landlords here manage not landlords, the owners here, we do self-management, but you could potentially complain to the council if, people are behaving badly, like antisocial complaints. That you could do that, and people don't want to get reported, and also just out of courtesy as well, because no one wants to be bothered by noises, so we do our best not to bother others. It's mutual, right? Yes, Monique, you're correct. Most of us do both stamp kits. I mean, eventually, I have not found a kit I like, but when I do, I'll be stitching it. I'll be stitching stamp kits. I'd love to try. Starlet Stitches is I was living in the camper. most of the time working on it. Visibility was really poor for me at the time, and I still like to do printed kits here and there alongside other stuff. Ah, right. So you, yes, if the lighting, you can't get the lighting, really good that you can see the stitches. Maybe, just do larger stitches. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. 14 counts, I love 14 counts. I'll stitch 14 counts any day. Mary Henry, hello, says hello Yogi, and hello to everyone in the chat. Great to see you. And Alyssa is also here as well. Great to see you. April, hello. Say hello to Yogi and chat as well. Great to see you. And Alec has joined us as well. Alex says my first ever cross-stitch project was one on 28 counts. So when I switched to 25, it felt very big. I know. Well, that you started with a bang, Alec. So maybe you've got, really good eyesight, so you didn't have a problem. So you didn't start on 14 counts, did you? Most stitchers probably started there somewhere. And yes, I think if you stitch 28 and thinking that's the norm, yes, 25 counts feels very big. In fact, I experienced that when I think last year, I was stitching a lot of 28 counts because, last year was all about, in some way, okay, I'll be honest with you, escaping from 28. I was so fed up with it. That's why the beginning of last year, because previous nearly 3 years since I started, this type of patterns, I was stitching pretty much 25 counts for every single project. And eventually they feel like the same thing. You have 5 different projects, they all feel like the same stitching experience. So I got a little bit fatigued, to be honest with you, and that's before the channel started. And I started to experiment with 10 stitches, and I started to experiment with different fabric counts. I think I was just trying to run away from 25 for a little bit. And so I stitch a lot of 28 counts as well. I tried 28 count for the first time. And so after stitching 28 for a little bit, going back to 25, yes, everything looks so big. 25 counts feel like 14 counts for a few days. But then you get used to it, and, it gets sort of accustomed, and it felt normal again. But yes, it's all relative, isn't it? Size. It's all relative. If you're used to larger stitches, even 18 count can seem quite small. And then Alec, do you still stitch 28 counts? Sola says, Yogi, you're lucky you're not that your neighbor is so considerate. I wish American apartment dwellers here. It's correct. Most apartments have wood only on the ground floor and carpet on the rest. Yes. I love wooden floors, so I'm glad I'm living on ground floor. But the thing is, though, in America, do you have some equivalent of council? So over here in London, at least, I think it's probably the same with other cities as well. Within the city, you have different boroughs, and each borough has a council that is kind of a mini, not government, but it's kind of governing body within that area. So borough is not a town or a city, it's kind of an area. So each area has a council that you could go to and find help for different things. And it's quite I bet they probably get a lot of complaints for noises, people party for too late, that kind of stuff. So you do have someone to go to if you cannot resolve. If you raise, complaint to to the neighbors, and they just refuse to stop or to comply to social rules, then you could potentially go to council for resolution. Tiger says, I'm on top floor and last neighbor below sounds like they were moving a couch on the ceiling. I know, like every day. Oh, Lizzie's eating, are you? Tiger says, I got my first stamp kit and I got it already. I'm so excited. Oh, that's amazing. I'd love to see the patterns. It's very exciting. I love kits in general. I just love the idea of buying like a whole package of things that it's got everything there ready for you. I just love the idea a lot. So, either it's stitching kits or I do needlepoint as well whenever I can. Just the whole kit. Even knitting, I have bought knitting kits before as well. So it's just something so nice about having everything you need in a box, right? Tiger says, I feel bad for my lower neighbors. We have hardwood floor and 2-year-old. Oh, right. So there's no sort of regulation or anything that you can't do that. Yes. I don't know whether this is unique for London because everybody's kind of lived quite close together. Where am I exactly? Here. Oh, got it. I really need GPS device to locate where I am because it's so vast. Hi, Mandy. Great to see you. One, two. Friends, the sitcom is an interesting one. I don't think I was ever like a super fan because I only probably caught the final few seasons and it was constantly being kind of replayed. But I think they were probably the last popular sitcom from the sitcom era because you don't get a lot of sitcoms nowadays, do you? And people getting tired of the format. 1, 2. I like Seinfeld, though. Seinfeld was my thing. I just found it strangely funny. Where am I? 1, 2. Okay. And I think they tried to revive Friends, didn't they? Didn't they very recently? Maybe the recent couple of years. I'm not sure. Didn't they try to do like a newer version or something? Hi, Kelly. Great to see you. And I've got 76 stitches to go. 2. This is all about pattern recognition, isn't it? Because you just need to be able to find the next stitch and just keep going like that. It's probably quite good for your brain because you have to match what you see visually, be able to process it out of all these random looking stitches. I think it's probably really good exercise for the cognitive function, I think. Lizzie is a big fan of Big Bang Theory. I don't think I ever watched the sitcom. The only times I have watched a few episodes, and each time, every single time, I was on the airplane. So for some reason, it's like the airline's favorite. Every time you get on sort of any kind of airplane, if it's longer distance, and there's sort of entertainment system there, there's you get to watch Big Bang Theory every single time. I don't know why. I don't know why they just love Big Bang Theory. So I'm not familiar with it, but I'm aware of it. This one here. Solar says no, apartments don't have that type of control, but a condominium, there is a group that makes bylaws. There are meetings you can attend to air your grievances. So are they for owners or for tenants in general? What's the difference between condominiums and apartments? I'm aware of the term condo, but I don't know the difference between apartments and condo. Apartments being flats. I mean, over here, if you call a place apartments, it means slightly luxurious, maybe, I don't know, Knightsbridge area or whatever, you get apartments and they're newer buildings. Old flats generally are called flats. So new builds, sometimes they're called apartments. They're slightly fancy, new builds. Let me go down here. Where should I go? I can go over here. Kelly says, looks like a lot of confetti, Yogi. No, it's actually not confetti. So because I'm stitching such a vast area, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down and 4 across. So it's much larger area than I normally stitch. And so I'm stitching the rooftop here. You can see that happening. And this piece is actually not confetti at all. Well, there are color changes, but not to the point that you think it's confetti, or I think it's confetti. I think confetti is when you have a small area and concentration of a lot of different colors. What happens here is more like the colors, the stitches are distributed quite loosely. So it's not like a patch. Like when I was stitching the roof here, for instance, there are a lot more sort of, stitches. They're together in a cluster. And whereas this area is more sort of quite spread out. But I wouldn't say it's confetti. It's quite easygoing with these patterns in comparison, comparing to heaven and earth patterns, for instance. 1, 2. And here. What? Joni Baloney says, Dolly Parton died today? Really? Oh my goodness, I like her. Well, I don't listen to her music that much, but I think she's She's quite a fun person. No way. Oh no. How old is she though? I don't think she's that old. Oh, I'm a little bit sad. I didn't know that. I only found out. I only heard it from you. Oh, that's very sad. That's very sad. Because Dolly Parton is just like Michael Jackson. It's like, she's one of those people you think they will never die. They're just there, like permanently. So I was very shocked when Michael Jackson died. You just go, what? Oh, that's very sad. That's very sad. She was 80. No, was she? I thought she was in her 60s. I have not seen, I don't know how she was recently. But my memory of her was still blonde hair and singing. She was 80? Wow. But 80 can still be very fit, Oh, that's very sad. And she was such an icon, isn't she? Even people who were like me, I don't really know her music that well. I just know her as a kind of a personality. So let's say condos are owned. Ah, okay. Condos are owned and apartments are rented. So that's the distinction. Okay. So rental buildings versus own houses. The meetings are for the owners. Owners can have tenants. You can contact your owner and they will air your grievances on the board. Okay. Okay. So that's within the building. We don't really have that because, for instance, this building only 3 flats, so it's not going to be a very big meeting. It's not like a huge building, and most, Victorian houses are like that, mostly 3 to 4 flats. So most people, most things, the landlords or owners can probably iron out amongst themselves. But if they can't, they can go to the council for resolution. Labor Day. I have no idea, Lizzie. You're not supposed to wear white? I, I don't think it's a national holiday, so people don't care what it is. Tiger says I added a picture and a picture of the fabric to Facebook. Oh, is that the piece you were stitching? We'll definitely have a look later on. Betty says Labor Day. Labor Day is Labor Day American. We don't have Labor Day over there. Over here is there? Labor Day, and it's a day off for laborers. That's a pancake day. It's a day to eat pancakes. I like it. It's very transparent. No guessing work. No guesswork there. Whereas bank holiday is a little bit, it's kind of, I think the origin was holidays for banks, but it's for everybody. So because the banks are off, everybody's off, or something like that. I have no idea. All right. Susan says, I almost finished the bee in traveling library. Oh, that bee. Yes. That's confetti, just needed to finish the bottom. But Susan, you're doing regular colors, right? With traveling library. I did the max colors, and that bee was brutal. That tiny little bee on the pattern, bumblebee. So it's quite confetti with regular colors as well. There you go. Betty says, I wasn't really shocked that she died, referring to Dolly Parton. Been not in good health this past few weeks. Oh, right, so you've been following. I have no idea, because my impression of Dolly Parton is just, really big boobs and just talking, really fast. And she has a very good voice. That's it. That's my sort of knowledge of her. But every time if I come across like interviews and stuff, she's just very talky, really likable, But I don't know, maybe they're really old interviews. I don't know. So I had no idea of her age. I kept thinking maybe she's in her sort of 60s max. 55 stitches. Let me come back to this bit. Let me move down here and continue with this color. 3A63. I'm going to take 2 pieces. If you're super tidy with your organizer, and then please look away, okay? This might be triggering. Yes, this is how I organize my threads. With this one. Yes, Betty, the hair or wigs, probably. I probably guessed that. She was very blonde. Sarah says Labor Day is federal holiday in the US, celebrated on the first Monday of September to honor and recognize the American labor movement and the work and contribution of laborers to the developments. So what's the definition of laborers? So anything that requires labor. So we're talking about builders. That's the obvious one, right? Are plumbers laborers? Or do you have to, like, I don't know. What would be the definition of a laborer? And I'm trying to think if we have similar things here. I'm not sure. But it's a nice holiday for everyone, so that's good. No complaint. Lizzie says, you live in a Victorian building. How wonderful. Does it have any of the period features? No, it's not listed. So this is one of the kind of regular Victorian houses. I think it was built in, I'm trying to recall, 1880-ish. So over 100 years, something. 100 and how many years, you do the math. But yes, it was built then and converted into flats. So this whole street is all Victorian houses with they all converted flats. So quite popular for maybe, single person or maybe couples that don't have kids. If you have kids, most of them probably move away to a house or something, or somewhere with a bigger outdoor space. But they do have very nice bay windows at the front, really big, and the walls are pretty thick, but still the noises can travel really far as well. Kelly says kids are back to school here in BC the Tuesday night after Labor Day. Ah. So Susan is doing regular colors. So that bee is confetti even with regular colors. Well, there you go. That bee is lethal. Yes. I remember the head of the bee, literally every single stitch is different color. not really, testing your patience. And Lizzie says, I think bank holidays have some sort of Catholic saint attached. A hangover from the medieval period. Really? Bank holiday. So it's nothing to do with banks. They have more holidays of what they called holy days than we do now. So it's not because the banks were closed, so everybody had a day off. No. I don't know. I'll probably need to Google wiki. And the thing is, most bank holidays concentrated at around May time, isn't it? I think May has maybe 2 to 3 bank holidays or something like that. And then the last one is going to be, well, I think we had our last before of this year, isn't it? August. I think the last one is in August, and then it's Christmas holiday. And from the look of it, because I was a bit worried that we are going to get hit by another heat wave. So it looks like it's not coming. Who knows? In September. Because I'm looking at the forecast. It's cooling down for sure. Betty says, Yogi, living not far from where she passed today, Dolly Parton, and her theme park. Oh yeah, I'm aware she's got a theme park. Is it still open? It's called Dollywood. My God, that is so camp. And I love the song Rocky Top. You know all things. Dolly. So yes, Dolly. Yes, different Dolly. Just talking about Dolly. Dolly just walked in. Dolly, are you aware of Dolly Parton? You know, you've got the same name. Dolly, I think Dolly wants to go out. Let me just open a window for her. It's that time of the evening, okay? She comes in and she gave me that face. And she wants to go out from the front window. Let me just go and take care of her. I'll be right back. It's been her routine recently. Around this time, every evening, she wants to go out from the front. And now she's happy. Yes, Dollywood. I remember maybe watching a program about it, and I thought it was so her. So people actually go to Dollywood because they're Dolly fans. Let me have a look. Where am I? Help. Oh, here. I'm sure this area, even with a few stitches, maybe slightly off, it's going to be fine. That one's done as well. The one below. Susan says, I think she organized a book drive charity for American children. What's a book drive charity? Are you referring to Dolly Parton? What's a book drive charity? I mean, do these two? I'd like to zoom in a little bit. Is it here? Oh dear, no, not yet. Let me have a look. I'm jumping the gun. And Suzanne says May 1st is May Labor Day in everywhere else, like worldwide. Betty says, yes, a plumber would be a labor unless you own the business. Ah, okay. So if you work for a firm, so does that mean the job has to require some sort of physical sort of, effort? So sitting in the office would not qualify for that. Lizzie says, I found out Dolly Parton also did some of her book campaign in Britain. She was a legend. She seems like a personality, isn't it? Because to be able to, I think she just turned herself into a kind of a character. You know the hair's not real and she doesn't care. You know the boobs are not real. She doesn't care. And her speaking voice, I quite frequently wonder whether that was part of the character as well, or she actually talks like that. It'd be quite remarkable to be able to, keep that out for so long. Maybe she's got really low-pitched voice, behind the scene. Really butch voice, like this. Right, Betty's a fan. Are you not? Yes. So Rocky Mountain. Oh, is it the song, the name of the songs? I'm trying to recall her songs. I'm sure some of them I'm familiar with. Betty says she's who made books available to every child for free. Oh, very nice. That's very nice. It's quite strange when a super famous person that pretty much, all your life, I mean, forever and ever, and they pass away. It's very strange. You just feel like they're almost like, fictional characters that you think that they don't die. So I was very, very shocked when I heard about Michael Jackson. I was thinking, what? He can't die. It's not possible. Kelly says, Yogi, this is a kit, right? Yes, this is a kit I bought from via Amazon from a company called a Max Stitch Design. They're quite popular on UK Amazon. I don't know about other countries, but they do have a website. You can just go, and I think they probably ship worldwide. One, two, where am I? Am I here? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I love this thread, actually. I really enjoy it. Particularly, you know, days when I'm really not in the mood to stitch like 25 counts. This is just so therapeutic. Right, so Lizzie reckons bank holiday it's coming from medieval time. I remember the last time we talked about it, someone in the chat says it's because the banks were having a day off. And I did think, well, that seems like a very simplistic explanation. Maybe there's sort of more sort of, you know, some sort of historical reason for it. I'm sure. Janine says, we almost went to Dollywood the last time we were in, is it Tennessee? No, I wish we had. But I'm sure it's still open, right? They're not going to close it just because she's passed away. Probably it's going to get more popular because people want to go and pay tribute to her. So it's just fun, right? I'm trying to recall what I saw from the program. I think it's a little bit like Disneyland, but sort of themed, sort of Dolly Parton themed. Amanda says, yes, every child in Tennessee was given a certain number of books for free every year from birth to 5. So they were exposed to reading. Is that where she's from, Tennessee? So this is like her hometown. And she gives every single child books up to 5-year-old. Wow, that's quite nice. So you just give them for free. Can you choose what books you want to read? Because some kids might be quite fussy. I don't know. But that's very nice. That's very nice. Amanda says, my nana met her when she was doing state fairs before she was famous. The accent and voice are real. Okay. So she really has that really soft, high pitch voice. And the thing is, though, she's not just, I was quite surprised to find out how well she can sing, because country music sometimes is a little bit, you know, I don't know, I'm not that familiar with it, but she can really sing. I was, you know, I listened to some sort of live singing of her. She's got a very powerful voice. Betty says, you leave here, you know everything about Dolly. Oh. Oh, Janine, are you referring to Labor Day? So it's a national holiday. Everybody saw it. Because it's just like bank holiday. If it's a Monday, people just, you know, plan for a long weekend. So, Salita, Salita, hello. Salita says, and so is the chest. They're real. Really? Salita, the boobs are real? Really? I'm surprised. I didn't know that. Really? Wow. Very impressed. Very impressive. Oh, right. Because she's quite tiny, isn't she? She's actually a very small frame. So proportionally, that's very impressive. I saw they were you know, enhanced in some way. Oh, Lizzie, I feel down about David Bowie. I grew up loving David Bowie to bits. Yes, Alan Rickman, yes, he's the actor, isn't it? But David Bowie, even now, I cry when I come across his videos on YouTube. He was just, for me, he was just such a special person. For some reason, I just have this connection with David Bowie. Yes, that's right. Lizzie says they were too full of stage presence to die. Yes, because they're so big in life, you just feel like they're they're invincible. You know, characters like Michael Jackson or Dolly Parton. They just seem like well, not cartoon characters. They just seem like they should be there forever. Yes, Betty, her voice is really good because you can't cheat live singing. The bits I saw, she was just, you know, playing guitar, not even a band behind her. She was just playing guitar. And I think she wrote songs as well, so she wasn't just a singer. And I was so impressed because growing up, she seemed like a cartoon character. And I was very impressed when I realized she could sing so well, like a real good voice. Betty says Dolly books are very real. The only thing fake about her was the hair and wigs. Right, so the boobs are real. Everything else is real. The voice and so only wigs. Wow. Lona, hello. Stop hiding. Yes. So, Betty, have you been to a Dollywood? Because you seem to be very familiar with it. And Salita says, right on, Betty, we need to, no need to rake her down. She was a beautiful person. Okay, so they reply to Betty. Right, wow. Sarah says, my grandchildren get books from her program. So how do they deliver books to children? Is it via schools? How do you even do that? That is very nice. So with her, you know, influence, she can probably get all the bookstores to join in and do that consistently every single year. And it's really nice. Sarah says the books program is everywhere, not just Tennessee. You mean like an entire country? Sola says Dolly Parton seems like such a nice person and relatable, down to earth. Yes, even for someone like me, I wouldn't claim to be a fan of her music. Okay, but growing up, I was aware of her presence, and I came across a few sort of interviews on YouTube, and she just seemed very relatable, and she kind of made fun of herself a lot, which I like. Suzanne says, now we are listing the things she's got done. Okay. Suzanne says she did have her teeth done too, and her hair was a wig. But teeth, a lot of people do their teeth. Do you mean like denture type of thing? Or I don't know. What is it called? Maybe not denture. You know, like putting a sort of teeth done. David Bowie has his teeth done as well. He had very, very uneven teeth, like rotten teeth, which is fine. You know, he's still very handsome. But later on, he got his teeth. I think they're probably, I don't know whether he got them adjusted or maybe putting some sort of caps on top of it, on top of the teeth. But his teeth was very even, very tidy afterwards. Oh, Sola fancies a little bit of Alan Rickman. Right, so that's a type, is it? Very nice. Lizzie, that's hilarious. Sola says, Alan Rickman was voted A's sexiest man of the year. I forgot what year, probably year the movie came out. To be honest, I didn't know who he was. His face was somewhat familiar to me until Love Actually. I think he was in there, right? Am I correct? That's how I got to know him. I didn't know him before, I have to confess. Sometimes you have a lot of actors, they're in all sorts of films or dramas, and you know them by their faces. And some of them are so good at transforming themselves into different characters. You literally don't know they're the same person. A lot of character actors, they're like that. So you kind of come across them, but you don't know them by names because they're not kind of stars as such. They're just really good actors. And I think Alan Rickman, for me, probably was a little bit like that. But I think he became a lot more famous after Love Actually. Let me find my spot. That helps. Here. There's one stitch here and another one there. Okay. I got it. 3A63. 3A63. I've got 11 stitches to go. Oh, very nice. 3A63. Okay, it's a bit of a mess, but I know where everything is, okay? Do not worry. Do not panic. All is well. 2 strands. 6, 3. One more strand. Solar says, I love men my age. Yes. So no toy boys then for Solar. Oh. Tiger says, probably referring to Dolly Parton. And she played the part well. She was a beautiful soul. Jolene. Oh, yes, I know Jolene. Because Miley Cyrus sung that one as well. Yes, it's a very hard song to sing, I bet. Because you're literally just shouting. Well, I'm sure they're not shouting, but you know, you really need to belt out. Sarah said the books are delivered in the mail. So they know. So they basically get hold of the home addresses of all the young kids and they deliver. Or they can probably track the school age kids or something. Or by birth records or something. Wow, that's a lot of effort. That's very nice. That's very nice. Whoops, I fall off the screen. 2 stitches here. And then I've got 9 stitches somewhere else. And that's it for this color. Solar says, what happened to David Bowie? Oh yeah, he had cancer. I was heartbroken when that happened. We just like, seriously. He was quite young as well. I don't think it was that old. I think it was 60, in his 60s. And he was in the middle of recording his last album. And I think he knew the time was running out. And I remember I pre-ordered the album, the final album, not knowing that he was in such a dire situation with his health. And he died before the album officially came out. I just couldn't believe it. And I think it was 2015, 16, something like 15. Betty says, oh, so Betty has been to Dollywood several times, especially around Christmas. Oh, lovely. That's a lovely idea. Christmas and go somewhere really camp, like Dollywood. Oh, Betty's got a season pass as well. Season passes for Dollywood. That is serious. Yes, that's hardcore fan. That's very nice. Okay, let me go over here. Few loose stitches here. Just the remaining 9 stitches. Michelle, hello, Michelle. Michelle is reporting from tennis courts, 40 degrees Celsius. Sad news about Dolly. Yes, we've been talking about Dolly. Yes, amazing businesswoman. I bet she was super smart as well. You know, she's playing the blonde character, but I bet she was super smart. So rest in peace, Dolly. And 40-degree, Janine. Not Janine, Michelle. Stay chilled, okay? Don't get sunstroke. Janine says, my mom and dad used to watch the Dolly Parton show. Oh, was there a show on TV back in the 70s? I like watching it. It was fun. My father watched it for different reasons. I'm not going to guess. Okay, Jeannie. All right. Just keep it a secret for that. And wow, she's probably been famous all her life. I think she got famous when she was quite young, no? If we're talking about 70s, that's like way back. And she was already famous enough to have a show. I am going to just do a pin and move up here. 1, 2. Let me just mark these ones. Have I done this one? No, I haven't. That one. Okay, I'm going to end this one here because it's too far to carry over to this bit. I don't like to do that. I'm going to end my thread and then move over. So Dolly had teeth implant. I don't know. Yes, that's fair enough because, people from certain era, they probably didn't look after their teeth very well. So, sometimes they just need to have a overall makeover. It's like David Bowie as well. And I'm glad he didn't look that different afterwards. Just better teeth. Because sometimes people have teeth done and the facial structure changed as well. Some people, they start to look like someone else. Whoops. Here. So I've got 7 stitches for this one. And Sola says, in the movie Legend, Tom Cruise stars and is before he got his teeth fixed. Who did? Tom Cruise. Did he have his teeth fixed? Did he have bad teeth? Janine says Dolly Parton grew up poor. She was definitely a success story, and from what I have heard, very good soul. Yes, people from very humble background become successful. 2 things could happen. One could, just ruin their lives because they don't know how to, work with what they have, like fortunes and fames. Or you have Dolly Parton just turn it into good things. It's always good to know. It's a little bit like a lot of child stars. They just grow up, become really dysfunctional people. They don't know what to do with themselves because they have success so young. And then it peaked, and later on it's very hard to capture that kind of success. But you have someone like Jodie Foster or even Drew Barrymore, for instance. I think they all turn out okay, right? They turn out pretty good. Jodie Foster is just, totally normal, like level human beings, which is quite hard if you've been famous pretty much since you were a child. You don't know what normal is. Lizzie also have a thing for older men. It's all coming out today. And Dolly also opened up a children's hospital, Betty says. Yes, I think if you focus on doing good things, you just continue to do that using your influence and fortune, that she earned, probably working quite hard. But I think this is what the legacy is about, isn't it? She probably created a lot of music that people enjoy, but also is what she left behind. The people will always talk about her and remember her for. And that's, you know, because nothing is forever. We're here temporarily, but it's what we do here, isn't it? Every day, a little bit at a time. You don't need to be rich, you know, to do great things for other people. Oh, one more. Where is the last one? It's a treasure hunt. Where's the last one? Let me end this one here. This way of stitching is like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, you just put bits together randomly and eventually you build a picture. Let me see. Where's the last one? There's one more. One more here. One more thing. I can't find it. Where is it? There's one stitch. Let me bring the full view here. Maybe you can help me. Where is it? It's a bit tricky, isn't it? It's got to be here somewhere. I can't find the last one. I literally can't. Lona says Sean Connery. What about him? He's passed away, isn't it, Sean Connery? I can't find it. Trying to catch up. Smokey. I'm trying to decipher what's being talked about in the chat. Amanda says, I did just watch the Komari Needle Minder video. And okay, another cheater here. Okay, yeah, so it's okay. It's okay. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. And Amanda says he does have English, but it's an AI voiceover. You're kidding. So it's not her voice. You mean like a live or archived videos? Do you have that voice real life? I'm a little bit freaked out by AI voices. Because I watched the Blusu video. She's from Korea, I think, and I watched the AI voiceover version of it. That freaked me out, even though, you know, it does help with understanding what she's doing. But I'm just freaked out by that voice. Those voices. It's just random kind of, hello, you know. It just feels freaky. All right, I cannot find my last stitch, so I'm going to leave it and pretend that I've done it. And when I come across the final stitch, I'm going to fudge it, okay? It's official. I'm fudging. 3A63, because I can't find it. 3A63. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm going to hit the bucket. And the next one, oh, 250, 250 stitches. Okay, 3858, and I'm very relieved. They're all strong colors. We're not doing air stitching here. Okay, 3858. So it's a nice burgundy. I'm going to take 2 pieces. No air stitching today. And take it easy, Lizzie. And Betty says, it looks yoga stars. What is it? I don't know what you mean, Betty. Once again, the Morse code is coming back. Hey, Rachel. Rachel says, hi, everyone. I did a run outside today, 86 degrees, but humidity was good, very hot after only 2 miles. Had to walk before I got too overheated. Be careful. Yes, running when it's really hot can be very demanding for the body. When I was running quite a lot, I prefer rainy days. Not like, torrential rain, but shower. Oh, this one's got a little nut there. Let me take another piece. It's just cooling. Because when you're running, you don't, sometimes you can feel you're sweating, but a lot of times because of the wind and stuff like that, you're not even aware that you're sweating, but your body's heating up a lot. So you've got to be careful when it's hot. And I hope you enjoy your run and feeling so much better afterwards. Amanda says, I'll rather read caption than listen to a not quite human voice. I think I prefer that as well. I know the caption is very sort of hit and miss. And, Joyce. Hello, Joyce. Great to see you. Yes, I know the caption is quite... I think the voice, the AI voice is probably based on the caption as well, isn't it? Or is it, I wonder if it's different, because captions sometimes is almost hilarious and they will come up with, words that sounds like something else, but like a rude words or something. It happens quite a lot. And, but I don't know whether the AI is smarter, because all it is, they just have a human voice to read out whatever they think it is, like translation of something. Yes, the whole AI thing is freaking me out a little bit. 1, 2. Let me double check. Why does it look different? It looks different. 1, 2. Okay. Let's start from the top. And see you later, Lizzie. Have a lovely rest. 99. Tomorrow I'm getting up at probably about 5 o'clock as well. I'm doing quite early classes tomorrow. Let me cut this off. Solar says 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. That's very hot still. Yes, that's quite hot. Very hot for me. Susan said chocolate time. Is it chocolate time already? Yes, why not? Why not? Let's have some chocolate. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding us, Susan. Let me just do one more stitch and then part my threads here. And what is Joy stitching today, I wonder? A new start? And I'm going to part on my next thread here. All right then. That will remind me where to go back. Sola says, I was bad last night. I had 2 hot dogs and 10 Oreos. So it's broccolis for me. Oh, but Sola, you've been so good, you know, so disciplined. It's confession time for Sola, you know, because Sola has been so good with fitness and also diet as well. But occasionally, 10 Oreos does sound quite a few, but I'm sure they're really good, right? And 2 hot dogs as well. Together? Did you have them together? Let's have a bit of chocolate here. Why not? Let me zoom out a little bit. So let's give you an idea of what I'm stitching here. And today, oh guys, I'm very excited. I've got a new chocolate. I've got a new chocolate. I just got it yesterday. And recently, I've been really interested in the idea of chocolate and nuts. So I went to Waitrose yesterday because yesterday when I came back Sunday, Monday evening, everything was closed because most supermarket, I normally go to Marks and Spencer's and Sainsbury's because I prefer, you know, the stuff I can get that. But yesterday when I came back, Marks and Spencer was already closed. So you know, I got this one. Oh no, that was Sunday, not yesterday. Sunday, I came back really late as well. And everything was closed, all the other supermarkets. But Waitrose, my local one, was still open. So I went in and I found this. Belgian dark chocolate, 54. So slightly lower than 70. Normally I try to go above 70%. But this is 54. And the reason I wanted to get it was because of the hazelnuts. I'm quite interested in the idea with nuts and chocolate recently, and I love almonds as well, and so this one is with hazelnut, and I'm hoping it's not too sweet because the last one I got 32% or something like that, 37% from Lind with chocolate and almonds. It was so sweet, I couldn't eat it. It's still there, and Mr. Yogi refused to eat it as well. But this one, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And it's really thick as well. Can you see how bulky, how chunky this chocolate is? It's not like tiny little wafer thin chocolate. So I'm really looking for it. So, hey, unboxing, okay? I do not unbox many things. I don't have stitching kits to unbox, but I will unbox UK chocolates for you, okay? Let's have a look. And so guys, let me know what you're snacking today. And Joy says, I just finished another patch of my battle. I'm about to spin the wheel for the next one. Oh, that sounds like a thread, doesn't it? And yes, Joyce has been stitching this piece with the what is it called, spinning wheel, jigsaw puzzle, checkerboard, whatever method. And yes, it is a tricky one to stitch, isn't it? This is a pattern from Heaven and Earth for the 2026 SAL. And I think Joyce, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're halfway, beyond halfway on you, because the last time I think you've done all the checkerboards for the first round, and you are doing the second one, aren't you? And this one is vegan, I'm pretty sure. Has it got milk? I hope not. If there's a bit of milk, I don't mind, but it's got hazelnut, coconut mass. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. But there's no dairy that I can see, even though it doesn't say vegan, because sometimes they, you know, maybe process dairy products in the same factory, so they can't guarantee. But there's no dairy product that I can see. Dun dun dun! Oh, good! Tin foil. A plus 10 points on top. I have not eaten it, but I already like it. Listen to this. Okay, put your headphones on, okay? I am going to tear it apart. I'm going to let you enjoy the sound. I'm going to turn it the other way. It's this way. Oh, look at this. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Chocolate with hazelnut. I hope it tastes good though. It's looking good so far. And tin foil. Yes. A bonus point. Bonus point. Oh, look at all the nuts peeking through. My goodness. Waitrose really need to pay me commission for this. This is like live adverts worldwide being broadcast. There you go. So chunky, really chunky. Oh, let's take a little bite. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. And cheers, everyone. So you can't really tell it's got nuts inside until you open it. And the bottom you can. The bottom you can. Let me take a bite. Oh, really firm as well. Sincere apologies. If you haven't got chocolate, you probably have a sort of a chocolate envy right now. And I cannot help you, okay? You are responsible to bring your own chocolate. This is one of the requirements when it comes to chocolate time. And Yogi cannot help you, okay? And until the technology enables Yogi to send these to you, you have to bring your own chocolate. That's a big bite there. It's still in my mouth in one piece. Wow. Oh, it's good. It's not too sweet. It's not too sweet. I can eat this. I can eat this. That's good. Oh, I'm so happy. It's slightly on the bitter side as well. It's really good. It's really good. Yes, I'm eating it. I'm eating it. Mmm. Joy says you can say when if you want. Do we get to help? Do we get to help? Joyce, if you start spinning, I'll say when. There'll be time lags there. So, oh, it's so good with hazelnut. Highly recommend it, guys. If you're in the UK, seriously, let me show you the wrapper. Okay, go to Sainsbury's. Belgian dark chocolate, 54%. It's not too sweet, and the hazelnut is really, really good. They're roasted, delicious. Yum, yum, yum. I'm buying this again, definitely. Delicious. Very happy. So good. No chocolate stains, please. Very, very nice. Jeanine says, I'm driving to Connecticut tomorrow. Gonna take my mini vacation to Mystique to go to a big aquarium there and walk around the ocean marinas. Oh, wow. How long is it dry? I have no idea with the locations, geographical locations. That sounds, is it going to be holiday, Janine, from tomorrow? And Maddie says, beading and lurking in the background, as usual then, Maddie. I hope you're well. So, Sola's having hot dogs and Oreo together. Wow, like a cocktail. Amazing. That's quite a combination. And Sola says, I bet I gain £1 million. I'm sure it's not £1 million. That's a little bit exaggerated. And she says, punishing myself today with cardio and weight training later on. But you know, everybody has a cheat day. It's okay to have a cheat day. But you've been so good. So, and this chocolate is so good. It's very creamy. And, you know, it doesn't melt that easily, but it's very creamy. So delicious. Yes, it's a little bit sweeter than my usual chocolate, but it's edible. Alex said there's some thick chocolate. Yes, it's very thick, isn't it? Really delicious. Highly recommend it. And the nuts are so good. The hazelnuts. Yes, go to Waitrose, get this one. I think it's £3.50 or something. Quite reasonably priced. And Joy says cross 50 and waiting for you to tell me to spin the wheel. Okay then, guys, can we do this for Joyce? Okay. Can I start? How do we do it? I'm gonna count down to 3. Okay, count down from 3. When it gets to 1, you spin, and then I'll tell you when to stop. How does that sound? Okay, Joyce, and let's hold the breath for Joyce. I'm gonna count down to 3, like this, 2, and 1. Spin the wheel for Joyce. Yes. Okay, not stopping yet. Not stopping yet. Not stopping yet. Just 1 more second. And when? Go for it. Well, the thing is, all the squares, I've seen Joyce's pattern, they all look the same. So it probably doesn't matter. They all look, very similar. It's all brown and some beige. And yeah, it's all very, very soft, sort of blurry kind of situation there. So probably doesn't matter. Did you get it, Joyce? And let me celebrate the spin with the chocolate. Susan says, it says Waitrose on the wrapper, not Sainsbury's. Did I say Sainsbury's? No, it's Waitrose. It's Waitrose. I didn't say Sainsbury's. I said Waitrose. Susan, I'm not senile just yet. Maybe I did say Sainsbury's at one point. No, it's Waitrose. It's Waitrose. Janine says you could ship that to Massachusetts for your favorite person in the chat. Oh, like who? Oh, let me think. I think it's my favorite person in the chat. Let me think. Oh, I know who you mean. Okay. Michelle, and Rajal. Okay. Who else? Is there a third person? I don't know. Janine says, A3 holiday, a 3-day holiday, 3 hours away. Wow, that's a bit of a drive, but I presume everybody in America is very accustomed to long distance driving. Oh, look at this, so thick. Yum. All right, 40 degrees Celsius, everything's probably going to melt, including chocolate. All right then, let me come back here. Or I'm gonna continue to eat my chocolate as I'm stitching, just making sure that even with today's temperature, this chocolate is melting everywhere. This is a sign of good chocolate. Today at the moment is 19 Celsius. So it's pretty cool in comparison, but it's melting in my hand. So good chocolate melts. All right, let me zoom in. So start from the top here. So this one I'm stitching is 3858. Yum. Oh, I'm very happy about this chocolate. Joyce. Oh, Joyce has got it. It's patch 11. I bet it probably looks identical to patch 25. Probably. You just need to make sure you stitch in the right spot. But Joyce, because this piece you're stitching is actually kind of on the mini side, isn't it? Would you use this this method to stitch a larger piece? How would you manage it? because I would like to try at some point, but I'm not gonna do like an entire piece. That'll probably be disastrous. So would you do it like page by page, like dividing like a page into different blocks? Or would you do like, I don't know, within a smaller area? I'd like to try it. Let the fate decide, you know. Tiger says, well, I've done 7 stitches. This thread's very skinny and literally falling apart, so I tried to get threaded, I think. Well, 7 stitches, no, you know, it's not that, you know, nothing to be embarrassed about. Not that you're embarrassed, but 7 stitches counts. You just need to repeat that process a few more times. Oh, so the threads are falling apart. Wow. Where did you get your kit? Betty says, hubby said, if the chocolate can make him go woo and ah like that. You mean like, well, yeah, you can. With really good chocolate, you go, ooh, that's a good one. What is he thinking? Ginny says, my feelings are totally hurt. I'm going to talk to my besties, Rose and Kai. I know you're in a special club. Yes, you are on like first name basis. What do you mean, Rose? Ginny, and I thought it was Rosie. It's like Rosie, you know, my mate. I know. Yes, I'm trying to think of the third person. And they're my bestie in the chat. I just couldn't. Oh my God. My brain hurts. Yes. Janine's like, Rose can't. Oh no, it's Rosie for me. Because we're like, you know, like this. Like this. Joyce says, drum rolls, okay. Patch 11 is pinks and browns. Oh my God, I am shocked. Joyce, I'm totally floored. I think I need to sit down. Oh, I'm already sat down. Okay. Yes, I'm utterly shocked of the colors. I bet you are as well, Joyce. Yes, Susan. But Susan was on my besties list until she decided that, you know, the other day we talked about apocalypse, and when all the cash, you know, all the digital transactions become defunct. And I was hoping Susan will lend me like a tenner or something, because I don't have cash. And Susan's like going, no, you know, no cash for you. So she's off my Christmas card list, okay, for now. Oh, Tiger's got it from Amazon. It's a hit and miss, isn't it? So, yes. Sometimes if there is a kind of a company name, you can always ask around and see if it's got good reputation. Because I think particularly with stitching kids, if the patterns are not good or the threads are not good, you know, it's not great. Sola says, let me know if I'm misinformed, but I'm afraid of cross-stitch kits because the threads are not identified and the fabric is not usually good fabric. Is that often the case? Not with this one, because this one, I think it's the Egyptian cotton, and it uses the same thread colors as DMC, so it's all matching. Maybe the colors are different if you place them side by side, but it's using the same color system as DMC. And I'm very happy with the fabric and the threads as well. So it probably varies. Just go for known names, you know. Random ones, it's a little bit more risky. Yes, I think it really depends on the companies that create those kits. Tiger says, I have another one from Amazon and it's going to be, it's going fine. And the threads is good quality, not this one. Yes, if you can return, you return. Yes, because it, you know, with these type of projects, we spend a lot of time, our time and effort to stitch. You want to make sure that, you know, it looks good at the end. I'm probably going to end this right here and move to the next location. Susan. Okay, Susan, you got me. Okay, Susan says, speak the truth, Yogi. You don't send Christmas cards. Okay, that is very true. I did lie about the cards, all right? And Sola says, what brand kit did you get, Yogi? I didn't pay attention. This one, I've got 4 kits like this one from a company called, what is it called, Susan? Max Design, Stitch Design. I know it's kind of, the name is just doesn't really make much sense. I know it's Max Stitch Design, I think. And they're quite popular on UK Amazon. If you look up cross stitching kits, you can find their kits quite easily. I don't know about other countries, but they have a website that you could just look up. They'll probably ship to you. But the other ones, you know, I have, of course, Dimensions and also Lucas. Luca. Is it Luca S or Lucas? That one is quite well known as well. So there are a few companies. They're quite, you know, they've been around for a while. You know, they can be trusted. Solar says, is the fabric nice? This one, yes, it's quite a nice Ada. It's not too stiff, and you know, really robust. It's just a good old-fashioned Ada. I don't know what brand fabric it is, but I think all their kits come with very similar fabric. Joy says, I didn't really have a plan. After the first blocks, I just went southeast to do some of the ship and checkerboard developed, and one patch is 12. Oh, yes, that's correct. Joyce is not doing block by block. She's doing quite a few blocks at a time. It's like three by two blocks. So 1200. So 12 blocks in one checkerboard bits. Wow. And all of them are pink and brown somewhere there. What a shocker. So Joyce, do you think you I was going to ask Joyce whether she is going to finish it before the deadline, but I'm thinking of course she is. She's already 50% and beyond. So I'm sure she's going to finish it. And with this one, I've got over 200 to go. Susan says, I found the brand after hearing about them from Yogi Solar. Yeah, but Susan, I think you probably... I vaguely remember on Facebook, you had posted a kit from them as well. Before, or maybe after, I don't know. But I remember you did have... Or maybe that was from another company. Yes, in the beginning, to be honest, when I started streaming these patterns, I was struggling a little bit because I wasn't sure where I stand on their copyright. And I'll be totally frank with you, because some of the images from James O'Brien, they're probably not licensed. I'm not sure. And so I was kind of internally struggling whether I should recommend it. But then I go, well, I should relax a little bit. You know, people can decide whether they want to buy from the company. But these are very good, well-made kits. And not many people sort of charge James O'Brien's patterns. Some of them are being charged by Artisy as well. But this company, they're doing these kits, they have a lot of pieces that I've never seen other people charge, his work. So personally, I'm happy to buy from them again. But it's a personal choice for every stitcher. You can decide where you are. Oh, that's good. Amanda says Mareka. Mareka is how it's pronounced. Yes, they have beautiful kits as well. They're probably up there, sort of with dimensions in terms of quality. I've never bought from them because of the patterns. I just have not come across the ones I like, but they do. They seem to be very good quality as well. Yes, there are quite a few brands. They've been around for a while, so you don't have to worry about the quality. Susan says, Marsha has bought the opposite hand to my solar. Oh, right. I think Marsha has got the same kit as you, Susan. Is that correct? I saw in a Facebook group. Rose, hi. Rose Jackson is here. Says hello to everyone. Yes, well done. You made it today. Are you home already, or are you reporting from work club as usual? It'd be nice if you're home, ready to stitch. So let's say, Mareka kits expensive? I think they're probably slightly more than Dimensions, the ones I've seen anyway. I think they're probably slightly on a higher price bracket. Joy says, Dimensions, I saw Maggie, the messmaker, on Dream Stitch. You mean the pattern? Did they chart it? Oh no. Oh no. That's not nice. Well, that I'm not happy with that because it's such a classic Dimensions pattern. So they charted it. Oh no. Did they chart the high def version or something? You know, the other day, someone in the chat, they were asking, you know, when you go to like chart companies, chart websites, like Stitch is So Beautiful, or maybe what is that? Heaven and Earth. When you look through their mock-ups, sometimes you get a little bit frustrated because you get like a tiny slightly bigger than thumbnails. You get like a small markup, and sometimes you want to kind of be able to, you know, look at the design properly. And I found that as well in the beginning, but now I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking there's a good reason to do that, you know, because when they even though the markups are not original artwork, you know, that it's not original illustration, but in theory, if you think about it, just, you know, going by what happened to Maggie there, if you have a picture that is very high def and you just post it, even if you just, you know, supersize markup or something, if you post it very big online on the website, someone can grab it and literally just chart it from there. Can it not? So I think now looking back, even though I was a little bit frustrated, you know, in the very beginning, just looking at chart markups, because I want to be able to look at them very, you know, very closely. But I think they probably try not to post big size images, because once is, you know, those images are out there, they're out there. People can do whatever they want with it. So I think that's probably one of the reasons. And you can literally just grab it, put it through the software. You get a chart. Amanda is talking about Mareka chart kits. It's about $60. Huh. Yeah, it's probably depends on the size as well. Joy says no, it's pre-printed canvas and a kit. My heart is broken. Yes. Oh, now Maggie. Oh dear. Yeah, that's slightly naughty, Dream Stitch. Yes, I am aware websites like, you know, companies like Dream Stitch, they probably don't have a very good disciplined record when it comes to copyright. I'm aware of that. But that's a shame. I mean, you know, Maggie's got a special place in my heart. And I know there's another company charted the high def version, hopefully licensed, because the original artwork looks quite different from the Dimensions version. Oh, a printed kit of Maggie. I knew somebody in the chat once upon a time was stitching a stamp kit of Maggie as well, but I didn't ask where she got it. Rose says, work club today and been training for the last 45 days on a new building system. Oh no, a new billing system. How thrilling, Rose. New billing system here at work, as well as everything since we merged with another company. My brain's just mashed. Oh dear. Merging. Yes, merging is tricky. Two companies or more become one. The clashes of company culture and everything else. Yes. But that's, I bet, is exciting as well. Amanda says there are tons of stamp cross stitch kits with Maggie the Mist Maker and Max done run decks. Are you practicing? Most of the brands do or have done that. Okay, probably without licensing, right? So there are many companies that have already done that. Amanda says Dream Stitch mostly sell other brands. Okay, so maybe charged by others, but by selling them. Yes, I really cannot speak too strongly about it because the piece I'm stitching right now is probably not licensed either, to be honest. I don't know for sure. Because when I asked the company, Max Stitch Design, they were not very clear about that. They just told me that a lot of their charts are based on public licenses. You know, a lot of paintings or whatever, they're royalty free, so they become public property and people can do what they want. So they're not quite clear on where they stand on this. Amanda says, when they start licensing stuff, I'll buy it. Until then, I'm fine getting stamped how I can. And it's their fault, they're ignoring the market. Oh, do you mean like you're happy to buy stamp kits as they are? I think things are changing. I heard, I don't know about Painting Fairy. I think it's still a little bit sketchy over there. But didn't someone say they started a new company and they're moving towards licensing everything? And that's definitely the right way to go because, you know, you're spending so much effort to build a good company and you don't want to drive people away because you're not complying with, you're violating copyright, you know, you don't want to do that. It's just not worth it. Where am I? Here. There. There's one more row here. It's probably quite slow, you know, development because a lot of companies, they're probably thinking, well, if we got away with no licensing fees for so long, suddenly we're going to fork out a lot of expenses on getting licenses, and there's no guarantee they're going to get what they want. Joy says I was wrong. Maggie on Dream Stitch is a kit with the counted patterns, not the stamp. Okay, so they kit up. So they probably charted the image. Is it a high def version? Surely not the dimensions version, because dimensions version is very specific. Did they just chart based on the original artwork, like a high def version? Because I have seen a Maggie, the high def Maggie around as a chart. I'm not sure if I like it because I'm biased. I've been, you know, looking at this version, Dimensions version, for so long. For me, this is the Maggie. For me. Amanda says, yes, I'm happy to buy unlicensed stamp kits. The major brands outside of China just have not been very interested in starting up with stamped. It's their fault if they miss out on profit. Yes, it's we're in a transitional period. It's not probably not black and white at this point. And also it's an awareness as well. I think for most casual stitchers, I'll put myself in that category before I started the channel. I wasn't even aware of licensing, to be honest. I just said, well, if there's a kit I like, I just buy it. Never even crossed my mind, whether the image was licensed or not. And I think there's a huge population of customers. They're operated that way. And so, it's not a black and white situation right now. I'm totally with you, Amanda. And I was going to say something, I forgot. Yes. But I think, oh yes, I was going to say, I remember now. There's a UK company, and I think the owner is one of our Facebook members as well. I think her name is Sarah Clark. And the company, guys, remind me, what's the company called? Is it Stamp Stitch Club? Is it? You guys know which lady that is. She posts from time to time, and for a little bit she will post kind of a free pattern. Sometimes she gives away some free pattern from her stamp, like counted stitch pattern. Oh yes, Amanda says the Stamp Stitch Club. Yes, that's it. Let me just put it on the screen. So yes, she's got I'm pretty sure she can confirm. I'm pretty sure probably all her patterns are licensed. It seems like a legit proper company there. So you can look up the company as well. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they ship worldwide. I'm guessing. So, but you can look up their delivery policy. So they do counted stitching patterns as well, but they do good quality stamp kits. I think their canvas, if I remember correctly, they're printed by the same company that print Painting Fairy stamp canvases. So it's pretty good quality from what I heard. Solar is asking, is unlicensed images AI? AI is a separate issue. AI is in a slightly different territory. So the unlicensed patterns that we're talking about for Maggie, for instance, it's by the artist, obviously Charles Wysocki. That is licensing for the artwork that we're talking about. And a lot of patterns probably out there, they're kind of charted by existing artwork, maybe a lot of times without getting permission for the copyright. So that's one element. But what you're talking about is AI. AI is a different beast. AI is, I don't know, Chad, what do you think? AI is a debate, isn't it? Because it's so young and the technology is kind of out there for people to play with. So there's a lot going on. So it's not mature enough for us to judge just yet, I think. So it's a wild, wild west right now with AI. Amanda says it's a Stamp Stitch Club, but their kits are printed in China. Yes, I think by Painted Fairy. But we're talking about the patents, though. Are the patents licensed? I believe is quite a legit company. So maybe you can look into that if you're concerned about it. Amanda says you can't even copyright AI stuff. Yes, it's kind of a. Sorry, I still have one piece of chocolate. I'm gonna just put in my mouth. Yes, AI. Yes, AI is a very different debate. Because AI, as it is right now, is basically pulling resources from whatever's out there. Well, you could argue, a lot of images on the internet is kind of public property. I mean, clearly it's not. You know, a lot of them are original content. You can't just use them for whatever you want. But the images are out there for people to grab. So AI is pulling everything that's kind of in existence on the internet and use that as to feed into the intelligence of the technology, and then spit out images, maybe look like someone's work, you know, but not quite. So it's very kind of, you know, yes, it's difficult. It's a difficult area right now. If you create a piece that looks very much like Amy Stewart piece, but not quite the same, do you think it's a violation of copyright? Not in the traditional sense, not in the conventional sense. But, you know. Janine says, yeah, but the problem is you can't buy Maggie or Max anymore. So it's nice if the pattern shows up somewhere else if you really want to stitch it. I'm sure you can get Maggie or Max. I'm sure the kids are still around, and hopefully they're going to make more. But also, I think, Janine, the core of the matter is, you know, we're here debating about these matters. I would say 99.9% of stitchers, they're either not aware or just not, you know, they're not concerned enough to do one thing in one way or the other. So awareness is one, but also, you know, ultimately we're talking about really light-hearted hobbies. People are not going to invest that much time to think about, oh, where do I stand, you know, on this matter. They just want to have a good time stitching what they love. And I think that's kind of the bottom line, isn't it? Amanda says the companies do use AI, but also a lot of other human designers. Oh, are you referring to the STEM Stitch Club? Is it? Well, I think AI at this point, I think if they're transparent, just upfront telling you no human intervention, well, no human, you know, it's not created by a human. It's AI technology. If you like it, stitch it. If they're really clear and upfront about it, I think, you know, then it's kind of acceptable in my mind, even though I'm not too, you know, impressed by it, particularly if they start to borrow someone else's style. That, for me, is slightly different. But if you just generate a kind of random picture, you know, using AI and go, ta-da, this is what I've got, and they make it very clear to you that's what happened, you know, then you know, the consumers can decide whether they want to buy it. Amanda says Stamp Stitch Club also focus on very narrow look in their artwork. I don't know what that means though. So I have no knowledge about the Stamp Stitch Club. I'm just, speaking based on my impression. So don't quote me on that. Joy says, I was stitching outside on European Town today, and 16 count stamped is very nice way to stitch unplugged, no tablet, no magnifying. 16 counts, okay. And that piece must be so huge because it's a big piece already and it's 16 counts. Yeah, absolutely. I think where I stand with stamp kits or, maybe patterns may or may not be licensed is that, as a consumer, you decide where how comfortable you are with the matter. I don't think we can impose rules because this is not an area that, have been sort of highly focused about when it comes to copyright. Music maybe, or books, movies, that we understand the copyrights have to be very strict. But oh dear, I've just got strange message. But at this point, I think it just depends on your comfort zone. And the Starless Stitcher says you can often find some based on images art that are public domain. Van Gogh and Starry Night, for example, is public domain. Exactly, yes. I think there are a whole bunch of probably, artwork out there. They belong to, well, everybody really. So there's no sort of copyrights involved. Yes. That's very true. A lot of books out there as well. They're free books digitally. You can download from Apple Books, for instance. They're just free because they just belong to everybody. Jeanine says, I've looked this up before. China has no law about copyrights. There are no copyrights in China, so everything's up for grabs. So they literally have no copyrights. Like there's no legal regulations. Not that they don't care. It just there isn't anything to regulate the copyright. Wow. That is paradise for some people. Maybe that's why they have so many fake stuff, because literally there's no violation of laws when it comes to that. Amanda says Stamp Stitch Club licenses all their patterns. Oh, good. Did you find that on the website or? Yes, that's good to know. So there you go. Let me just see if I can highlight that because it's important for the company, isn't it? I'm just trying to find. I'm slightly behind the chat here, so I'll catch up. But that's good to know. That was kind of my impression as well, even though I've never bought from them. I just feel like it's a kind of a legit company. It's a UK company as well, so definitely have my support as well. Yeah, so if there are no copy regulations in China, it's probably free to do whatever you want within China. But when you come out of China, that's a different story, isn't it? Because different countries have different rules. So that becomes tricky. So if you import anything from China that's not licensed, like stamp kits or whatever, is that a violation as well, even though you're not physically violating the copyright, but you are selling things that they're not licensed. So it's a bit of a mess right now. And I think is because stamp sort of stitching is such a niche market. There isn't any that much focus on reinforcing copyright sort of violations or laws on stamp kits, because they probably think this is not like music or movies. There's a mass market. They're probably just not really doing much about it. And if you think about it, Amy Stewart's work is probably being pirated everywhere, turned into different stamp kits. But, I don't know. I don't know whether she's taking legal actions, because the legal actions are probably more costly, a lot more costly than just, allowing these people to profit from her artwork. I don't know. Well, I lost my spot again. 1, 2, 3. Where am I? 1. Okay. Block 2 here. It looks different from my chart. Why does it look different from my chart? Okay, I've got it here. Down. Okay, these ones. I lost my spot. Black stitch here. 1. Okay, got it. It looks different. Rachel says that's what some of these edgy stores are doing with Disney patterns. They change colors of the ears of the character or outfit and try to say it's not Disney so they can sell patterns. Yes, that's a tricky one. Didn't maybe someone in the chat says, if you take someone, let's say Amy Stewart patterns, if you change certain percentage of it, let's say if you change like 20%, like Rachel's examples here, you just change the colors or maybe, a couple of elements, technically, it's not the same piece anymore, apparently. So it's kind of a loophole. If you actually just go in and change some bits and pieces, you could argue that it's not the same piece. That's why copyright is really, really tricky. Just like music, you probably heard stories about people disputing over, is that riff or that intro sounds like my creation, and someone like famous artists stole my work and stuff like that. That kind of dispute. Because if you just take someone's, like a sample piece and then change it, you literally have to kind of look into the musical structure to analyze, to think, well, is that a coincidence? That someone just come up with very similar sound, or is that, theft? Someone literally just stole it and pretend that it's their own. It's very, really tricky. It's really tricky. Rachel says, I wouldn't dare to sell a Disney pattern, even if I ask AI to design it, because Disney images are copyrighted. Some of these companies sell Disney princess patterns and character patterns. I think Disney is quite powerful, isn't it? They probably have a very kind of a big legal team looking around to see if they're being pirated. But the thing is, though, because stitching market is very small comparing to if the images are being sold as merchandise, turn into a toy, or being used on moving pictures. I think they probably would chase you down and make sure that you're in a lot of trouble. But I don't know about stitching. Stitching is probably, I don't know whether they're aware of it, but it's hard to say that whether they would invest efforts and money to try to catch people using the images. It's all down to profit, I think. If it's not a big loss for the company, they probably don't, close one eye, whatever. But if it starts to impact on their profit, they'll definitely do something about it. Ginny says, I have no problem at all stitching AI. I still don't know why people are so against it. Honestly, people who have no artistic talents can now create beautiful images. They shouldn't copy, though. Well, I think, Ginny, you probably answer your own questions on why people are worked up or not happy about AI, though. Ginny, can you catch the kind of crunch of the issue? Because you just said the people who have no talent can now create beautiful images. I think that's the problem. I think you just answer your own questions. I don't know, because beauty, whether a pattern is beautiful or image is beautiful, is up to interpretation, isn't it? With a lot of AI images, I can kind of tell if something's AI. It's got a certain look. Because, a lot of times I kind of try to trace around the images, try to see if I was to create the images, where would I start? Kind of going through the piece forensically to see if it makes sense. And a lot of times you can probably, notice things that that is just not something a human would do. There are things like that, or very hard to create, unless you're using something else. But Ginny, you just answer your own question. but it's fair that if you don't mind, and it's up to you as a consumer. Amanda says, I'm not referring to stamp stitch club, but stamp cross stitch in general about AI. It's a muddy issue right now. There is no real answer at this point. And where am I? I am here. 1, 2. Okay. Joni Baloney says, I admire the way you multitask, stitching and chatting at the same time. You're very talented. Oh, thank you so much, Joni. Well, in some way, my brain is designed to do this, because if I just look at my pattern and my fabric and just keep stitching, my mind will probably start to wander off, because a lot of times if I stitch on my own, I have to have some distraction. So the chat is actually a very healthy distraction for me. So it feels very natural to chat and stitch at the same time. And it actually helps my brain to stay here, actually. So thank you for your compliment. I need to be good at something. I'm stitching very slow, okay? So I'm no Komari, but, you know, I can chat a little bit, stitch at the same time, hopefully. I need to fudge, but from time to time. But thank you. And Starlet Stitcher says, I just do it the best I can when it comes to copyright stuff. Sometimes you don't know until after the fact that the point is waste to throw away. Same here, like these pieces. These pieces, I never thought about, not for one moment, when I got the kids about copyright. Just not something that I even consider or knew or aware of when I bought these kids. And I'm not going to throw them away. No. So this is why I said this is a very nuanced and very personal decisions that people make at this point. You know, they're clearer copyright issues that we know of. We know that we shouldn't rip a movie from, you know, from like feature films or whatever. Those type of more black and white, or music as well. You know, we're supposed to pay for whatever music we have through download or buying physical copies. So these are more established sort of topics, type of content that we're aware of. But once upon a time, the music and movies, they're being ripped off everywhere. You know, so it takes time for the concept to mature. And it also requires reinforcement, and that comes from the legal, but also money as well. Like I said, if the people being plagiarized or pirated, they don't feel strong enough to do something about it, then yeah, it will continue. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Yes, I think at this point, there's no point going around people sort of point out that they're stitching maybe a pattern that's not licensed. I just don't think it's very helpful. Ultimately, we're doing something that's very lighthearted and very niche, you know, at this point. Sorry, my throat is playing up a little bit. And I think it's, you know, nothing wrong by, hang on. Let me have a sip of water here. I was saying that there's nothing wrong with highlighting the issue, so maybe raise more awareness, but I don't think it's very helpful to tell people that, you know, they're doing something wrong. It's just not, you know, not very helpful. 1, 2, and people can choose what they do, right? Because individually we have the power. You can make your own decisions and be happy with that. You know, if you're happy stitching license that's unclear, then that's your choice. I don't think any stitchers would intentionally, buy something that they think is unethical. I don't believe that. Janine, oh dear. Janine has gone rogue. It's a tricky issue right now. Where am I? That's more importantly, where am I? Here, those two are done. And I could go up here. What are we talking about? But I think it's good that we have a discussion, right? Because these things have to be kind of flushed out so people know where they are, and our feelings about it will probably evolve and change. Depends on what it is. And I think, you tend to feel more strongly about it if you're the ones that your artwork is being stolen or something. Otherwise, regular people, they're probably not going to care one way or the other. Yes, I heard the Happy Birthday, the song was copyright or something. Is that true? Oh dear. Jojo, hello. Jojo says, hi, Yogi. Sorry I'm late. Was playing with my Labrador retrievers. Oh, I love those dogs. I love big dogs. And first week of hot weather or summer. Is it just getting hot where you are? Oh, dear. London, UK is now getting cooler every day, which is nice. It's such a relief. And I hope you're well. Are you stitching today? And Jojo says it's a very soothing piece. I love the subtle lighting. I know it's a night view as well, nice street, but very vibrant. So it's not night view as in, really dark and moody. This is actually very lively, very uplifting night view. Oh, I just got my thread caught. Hang on. I probably need to end this thread. It's all tangled up. Hang on. Joys, 99 joys. Hope you enjoy your rest, and I'm looking forward to your battleship development. 3858. 3858. And Joni Baloney says, I'll have a root beer floating through chocolate time, root beer and vanilla ice cream. Really? I've never heard of that combination. I've heard people having vanilla ice cream on top of soda, whatever soda, flavor is. That is more, because root beer is quite sweet, isn't it? It sounds lovely. Ginny says, on different subject, time for some pineapple bacon pizza. Yes, it's a timeless topic, right? When it comes to pineapple pizza. Right, let me come up here and start from the top on the right hand side here. So I think, because AI is so young, this is probably, well, it doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it, but this is probably not the time to come to a conclusion just yet. And I think, AI being AI will probably get smarter. Who knows? So as someone who just spent the past 3 months drawing, like a couple of pictures, of course, I have mixed feelings when it comes to AI. But I'm also confident human creations will not fade away. There will always be people out there that want to have artwork that's created by human. So I'm not too worried. Amanda says, I love bacon, pineapple, and pizza separately, though. Oh, there you go. That's a fundamental debate about pineapple and pizza. It's about them in being together, not separately. Jojo says, I'm stitching my Disney puppy love piece, getting bored, but is going to push through and finish. Oh, how far are you with that piece? Is it almost finished? Amanda says root beer float is a very traditional summer treat. Really? Root beer and an ice cream. It's root beer poured over vanilla ice cream, usually in a mug, sometimes with jaunty, skinny straws. Really? Wow, I didn't know that. I've only seen soda with ice cream. In the middle here. Roxy Wild says, I want AI to do my chores, not entertain me. Well, have you seen those guys? Have you seen those apps? They look really freaky. You can have like an AI boyfriend and they all look the same. They all look like manga characters. They all look like super handsome, but different types. Essentially, they all have the same face. They just put different hair, different like clothes on top on them. They're mighty scary, and they all talk in a certain way. And I don't know whether you've seen those adverts for AI boyfriend app. Janine, are you getting one? Some extra curriculum activities with the AI boyfriend. But I'm not aware those AI boyfriends can do housework for you, but maybe entertain you while you're doing housework. I don't know. And I just saw a documentary quite recently. I think it's Australian documentary on YouTube, and it's about a lady who has been dating a guy on I'm not sure it's AI or some sort of it's basically artificially created character there, and there's a service in Australia that they create, these characters, and you can create an account with them, and you get to pick a guy that you can have relationship with online. I think it was probably some form of AI, and the character will talk to you and check on you if you're doing well today, and and of course, they will express interest in you. You can have a relationship and all that stuff. And I think what happened was, if I'm trying to recall what happened to that company, the company, they got some sort of issues, either from customers or some sort of regulation. They had to shut down the company. And all the customers, they literally are heartbroken. Imagine if the companies that host the platform, that host those kind of AI boyfriends, if the company gets shut down, literally, you're not able to see your boyfriend ever again, literally. And so a lot of them complained, and eventually the company managed to bring everything back. And they can resume their relationship. It's weird, isn't it? Because AI at the moment, they're done by different companies. If a company goes down for some reason, whatever you have from that platform will not exist. Janine says, is the AI boyfriend named Gemini? I don't know, because I came across quite a lot of adverts, particularly on on Facebook. I mean, Facebook adverts is just wild, wild west. Anything goes. And I'm fascinated by it. It's just like, what on earth is going on on Facebook? You don't see those ads on any other platforms. So, and those are just, quite realistic looking men, but clearly artificially created, because they're just super handsome, and they just look perfect, with like six pack, and all ripped, tall and handsome and everything. And they talk to you like you're a normal person. Hello, Natty. Good to see you. Jinian says, have you seen the robots they're making in China? Scary. Like really, are they realistic? Because all the robots I've seen, they look really freaky. Oh, I have seen a few clips on YouTube of amateur, sort of quite small robots they use for some sort of sports event or something. They look very scary. They don't look like human, but they're kind of blending in a crowd. Kind of humanoid, which is quite scary. I wouldn't mind having a robot to do my chores, to be honest with you. I just haven't got time. You know, we're all very busy. And, you know, household chores is just tedious. I mean, I don't mind cooking. Cooking, you know, I can probably live with. But anything else that you have to repeat every single time, I'm just thinking, you know, I don't have time for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. See you later, Susan. 99 sweet dreams. And Sola says Elon's company is also making robots. Are they now? They kind of, you know, doing a little bit of everything. They go to space, they create cars, and they're doing Neuralinks. So that's more sort of medical field. And now they're doing robots as well. I bet they probably try to do everything. It's like the space age version of Amazon. Amazon is trying to do a bit of everything as well. Betty says makes me think of the movie I, Robot. Oh, I've never seen the movie. Is it a good movie? I think that concept of having a human-looking robot has been around for a long, long time, isn't it? It's maybe just one of the human fantasies. It's just a matter of time is going to come true. And it's quite curious because we have other humans for company. Why do we want robots as company? I don't know. Because when we think of robots, we're not thinking about just robotic machines that do certain things. We're thinking about very human-like, you know, companion or maybe helpers. We want them to look like us. But why? We have other humans. Why do we want machines to look like us? It's quite curious. Crafty Tabby says there is a sim dating game called Love and Deep Space. Oh, sim the game. It's a dating game. Is that for real people or for characters? Because Sims, I've never really. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not part of the game. Maybe it's Sims, as in Sim. Janine says they're making very realistic human ones too, to do jobs like grocery clerks and hotel front desk agent. No one would have a job in 50 years. Yes, I think for I have seen videos of maybe Japan or maybe Korea, I'm not sure. They're very into robots, and their restaurants, they literally have robot waiters, you know, waiting staff. They're kind of robot as well, which is interesting. You know, they probably come around and say, "Sir, ladies and gentlemen, how's the dinner tonight? Are you enjoying it?" And the question would be, would you tip robots? You know? But the thing is, though, Janine, if you think about it, if you go to supermarket already, self-checkout is a thing. Okay, it's not the checkout staff, they're not replaced by robots, but they're replaced by machines and customers, because customers are doing the checkout themselves. So a lot of checkout jobs are probably gone. But the thing is, though, I kind of have the way I look at it, a lot of jobs, people are worried that they're going to be replaced by machines. And I'm kind of thinking, well, if any human tasks, jobs, the human can do, that's done by humans up to this point, but now being replaced by robots, it's probably a good thing, because it frees up all the humans. They're kind of trapped working at checkouts. I'm not saying it's not a legitimate job. I'm just saying that it's not a job that probably encourages a lot of creativity, and growth when it comes to checkout. It's kind of like a means to an end type of jobs. Okay, let me know if you don't think that is. But I'm kind of thinking jobs like that, maybe it's good eventually being replaced by machines or maybe robots. It frees up the human being, the human brain, to do more creative things. Because those people working on the tail, they probably have a lot of potential. Maybe they are singers, maybe they're writers, maybe they're, potentially become a very good lawyer. Who knows? But it forces people to come out of, what they think they are. They're forced to come out and do more and do other things, because they can't just settle with a job working on the till at the supermarket. So let's say, I think his robots are called Optima. Oh, Elon's. I don't know. That's a strange name. That doesn't sound very human. If you want a robot to sound like human, it should be like, Jason or something. Jason 205. And do you think the robot is going to look like Elon? Elon Musk is going to have a humanoid of himself. One, two. And Betty says parents being out wanting their past child back. What are we talking about? I probably missed something before. Do you mean like a program the robots to be like the loved ones that you've lost or something? So let's say they have the waiter robots at McDonald's. Where? Which country? I'm sure some countries would probably have that already. Amanda says, I don't use self-checkout. I'm already paying for things. Why would I do the store's job for them too? Really? So it's about getting the money back by not refusing to do checkout. Well, I don't mind it. It's quite fast, and I get to scan things myself. I never thought about it, actually. I think, quite a lot of supermarkets, maybe larger ones, they still have the human checkout. My local Sainsbury's still have it because it's quite a large one, but only a few aisles. I think we're talking about probably 5 aisles, and I still see people queuing there, but majority of people are doing self-checkout. So I think, people work in the supermarket, I'm sure that quite a lot of jobs probably are no longer there. And it's a little bit like, what happened to COVID, because a lot of people lost their jobs during COVID. And, I'm sure people are not very happy with that. But at the same time, it probably forced a lot of people to have a new career, which turned out to be life-changing. Because a lot of times when we're very settled in our lives, we just think, well, maybe you work in a shop. You think, well, I'm only good enough to work in a shop, or maybe this is what, all I can do. But when you're forced out of your comfort zone, you have to explore the possibilities. And it can be very challenging. I'm not saying anybody's happy losing their jobs or, kind of the stability of life. But at the same time, sometimes, good things come out of it. And sometimes great things come out of it. 3A5A. I'm going to just do maybe just one more strand here. 3A5A. And I have very early classes tomorrow. And by the way, tomorrow, guys, tomorrow evening, Yogi also has to work. I know. Hopefully September is going to cool down a little bit. And, but occasionally I still have evening classes I have to do. So, the final week of August, I still have evening classes, and but Thursday and Friday and Saturday, they all look clear at this point. I will let you know if there are changes, but at this point, other than tomorrow night, we're clear for the rest of the week. So thank you for your patience. Ginny says, I don't know why these businesses have self-checkout. The customers rob them blind. Don't ask how I know. What do you mean the customers rob them blind? Oh, the checkout. Yes, it's part of the risk, I think. Do you mean people just, they take things without scanning? I think it's probably all part of the calculation by, I'm sure there will be incidents like that. But at the same time, they're probably saving a lot by not having to hire human, and maybe efficiency as well. Maybe the tills, they move forward a bit quicker. They can clear the customers quicker. And Betty says, I self-checkout because I don't want to waste that half an hour waiting to be checked out. Yes, I think the time, and efficiency, probably both for you as a customer and also for the supermarket as well, or the shops. Self-checkout is quicker. And I have seen people are using apps to basically check out as they buy. So they scan everything as they put the item into their own bag. So I don't know how that works yet. I have not tried it. And I think there are cameras everywhere, It's quite risky if you want to steal something. Jackie James says customers are constantly needing help on self-checkouts. A real person has to be there for age-restricted items. Yes, there's still people there, you know. If you have questions, sometimes there are glitches on the machines, and also age-restricted items like alcohol, pharmaceutical, that kind of stuff. Yes, people are still there, but they're doing less. Well, it probably requires less labor. They're more like traffic wardens, you know. They're only there if you have issues. They come and help you, but they don't have to physically do the checkout for you. I'm going to end this one here. I'm kind of thinking maybe this one is going to be my last stitch on 3A5A, because I have to get up at around 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. 3A5A. So I have classes early tomorrow morning and classes in the late afternoon and evenings as well. So it's going to be quite a jam-packed day tomorrow as well. So I'm trying to be sensible here. Well, I think it's going really well. Look, it's looking a lot more filled up. And I've got, this is the final 3 colors I'm working with. So I'm very, very pleased. I love this way of working, actually. You really feel like, you know, as you move up the number of stitches, you feel like you can stitch faster as well. Yeah, so guys, great discussions today, as usual. We talk about all sorts of things, and I love, you know, that everybody has an opinion. That makes things really interesting, isn't it? If everybody just goes, yeah, I'm okay with this and that and the other, no comments, no views, that'll be really boring. And you know, it's great that we can have discussions together about all sorts of things, and everybody's you know, discussing peacefully and like grown-ups. It's very nice. And so every day is really, really interesting with you guys. And thank you for today. And I am going to show you my stitch count, of course. Okay, so this is a rooftop I've been stitching, and this is the piece I've been stitching today. And this is by the marvelous John O'Brien, and this piece is called Twilight View, and it's a view of Paris back street over the hill overlooking the city area, and I absolutely love it, the color scheme here. So let's have a look. Let's see how we're doing today. Let me undo this bit here. Lynn says 254. Interesting. Yes, Lynn has been paying attention at my screen. My screen is not refreshing. Hang on, let me fix it. I'm determined to show it to you. Okay, hang on. Do not worry. Let me refresh my very old iPad. See if we can make connection here. Okay, it's back. Okay. There you go. We've got it. And so this is where I am today. I've been stitching this little block. Not so little. Okay, it's a big block here. And I am going to count down. Okay, guys, are you ready? Betty says 209. Oh, very specific. It's almost like Betty has been counting. I'm going to count down to 3, 2, and 1. And there you go. No stitches. Guys, no one reminded me. Okay, that's true. I was going to say no one reminded me to to open a new counter because we got kicked out, didn't we? We got kicked out, so I think everybody forgot. But that's okay. That's okay. We have the calendar, okay? We have the calendar. Do not worry. We still have the stitch count. We still have the stitch count. Here we go. There. Oh, there you go. So we need to count. We need to count both dates, okay? From 25th to 26th of August. So it's 248. Who's got the calculator? Who can count? 248 plus 42. All right. So I think it's 290, isn't it? Is it 290? Well, who's laughing now? Am I correct? It's 290, no? Amanda says, I'm always interested in knowing what actual year Yogi's iPad is from. I can give you the exact year. It's very ancient, okay? We're 2026. I got this iPad Air from Apple back in 2017. Yay! Round of applause for the old iPad. Because I got this iPad Air and then I got another iPad for work. That's iPad Pro, like 11 inch or 12 inches, the large one. So I put this one aside, sort of, kind of just in a drawer for ages until my iPad Pro died. So the iPad Pro I bought after 2018. So, quite a few years, eventually battery died. And so I got this one out and started using it. It was still fully working, but it's very old. I'm working hard. So there you go. Yes, so that's the actual year, okay, and of my iPad. Yes, 290, isn't it? Am I correct? Yeah. And well done, Yogi. It's nearly 300. That's impressive. And if I could say so myself. So guys, tomorrow we are having a day off, or I'm not having a day off. I'm working, okay? Yogi's working, but we're back on we're back on Thursday. And as I said, I'm hoping by Saturday I will be able to launch my pattern. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And Saturdays are Amy Sao as well, so that would be quite fun to do. A big reveal for the chart, And so until then, until Thursday, take care of yourself. And I'm looking forward to the next session to chat with you and stitch with you. And I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are. And 9-9 from me, from the sleepy London town. And Yogi is going to sign out. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night.